welcome once again to the channel. How are you doing? I hope you are doing good. It's so good to have you today. Now let me move on to something even more interesting. Now the news about Sam Adeyemi leaving Nigeria and relocating. Now let me tell you something about this. That is the news is kind of conflicting, because it is news that Pastor Sam Adeyemi, I like him a whole lot. He's a great teacher when it comes to the word. I've known him since I was 11 or 12, if I'm not mistaken. Then we used to watch him on TV and all that. So I will call him more of like a teacher, because maybe, you know, he's actually very practical with the things he teaches. And during the NSAS situation we had in Nigeria, he was one of those that were very, very vocal about the situation back then. And he was even among those that were, you know, sued by that guy, but later, you know, the guy lost his life. I think we made a video about that here. The person that was, you know, suing them and all that, who later was burned in his house or something by his tenant or that kind of situation. So long story short, he's being said now to be living in the US. But according to news, because I had to check two news platform, This Will and also is it This Day? I think This Daily Times and This Will. So this is a story about this. During the COVID situation in 2020, he had traveled to Canada before Nigeria declared a lockdown. So he stayed in Canada with the wife. So then they were still having normal services where pre-recorded videos are being played at church, and everyone just, you know, stays wherever they are. Would I say maybe come to church and then watch it in the projector? All right. So he was staying in Canada with the wife, and the children are schooling in the US. So he moves, according to the news, he moves between the US and Canada because the children are schooling in the US, but he's staying with the wife in Canada. So normally on Sunday service, they'll be having all this, you know, the online version, or what I say, like you're watching me right now. That's how the situation is. So he had not been physically present in Nigeria since 2020 up till now. So it's been like up to 2 years of him being absent. So the members were talking, but not like talking out loud, okay? Not as if he's in danger or something. They know where he is, but they have just been hush, 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 hush here and there. But to their greatest surprise, or to our greatest surprise, it's now becoming news, even though it has been news since for a while now, that indeed he has relocated, or would I say he's now based in Canada. So some news platforms are saying that he has gone to the US. Some are saying he's gone to Canada. But either way, what it actually is that his children are schooling in the US, so sometimes they go to the US, but I think they are living in Canada, which was the first initial place they went to before Nigeria declared a lockdown based on COVID situation. But what are we to learn from this? If you guys remember, our dear Paul Adefarasin, when he was talking about Nigeria's situation and all that, he talked about he was trending for the whole idea of a plan B when it comes to what he's going to do if things go south. Because, of course, he said he could be anywhere in the world and still be reaching out to his members when it comes to messages and teaching. So your leaders have a plan B. Come on, I don't want to be a hypocrite right here, because I don't have an issue. I don't think there's really a problem with him being in the Canada or the US. Now, let's get my point here straight, because for a fact, most of you watching me right now may not even be in Nigeria. I am not in Nigeria to even begin with. So it will be hypocritical for me to say that, okay, there's a problem with that or whatever. But let's just look at this on a plain level, okay? Now, there are two sides for you to look at this right now. Of course, when I talk about the fact that pastors, politicians, and the police are more of like the problem we have in the country, or what I say, the areas of which I hit on anytime I'm talking about things happening in the country, it now begins to make sense. Because of course, if things happen in Nigeria or things go worse or whatever, your politicians will fly away. Most of their children are outside the country, okay? Now, I'm not a son of a politician, I'm a son of a business tycoon, so I'm more of like, you know, my family is just well organized and everything is just working together for our good by the grace of God. But looking at his situation, I think we have to get to the point whereby right now, him teaching his following, or would I say his church online and all that, and now they're becoming very uncomfortable with the fact that he himself is not physically present with them. Come on, they will be missing him. They will be missing that physical touch, that physical presence, that, you know, they won't be feeling like maybe some of us right now. Let's say, for example, I am in a country whereby you don't get to see churches everywhere here and there. So what happens is that most times I get to partake in churches program online, because that is how the situation in the environment has put me. So when they look at the situation and look at like, okay, Nigeria as it is, and then they are now living and doing church online, It's just like you paying school fees to go, instead of you being, for example, those who want to come school in China right now, they pay their fees. Instead of them to be in China, which they cannot come in right now, they're doing online classes from back in Nigeria. So you look at if it's the cost-benefit analysis, if you are really getting your worth for what you are paying, okay? So what I'm trying to say at this point is that you could tell me what you think in the comments. Is there any big deal that he is staying in Canada? Because whether you like it or not, he's this life is every man for himself, okay? But him being as a leader right there, is it very indispensable that he must have to be in Nigeria to run his church? Because I was reading in the news that he has pastors and people that he has in his branch in his church that actually help make sure things are running, okay? Because it's not going to be looking like, okay, maybe he's making up all the money and getting all the tithes and offerings. However, I don't know how their church works inside, and then he's just spending and living life out there, out of the country. But in the end, if you look at the analogy that is on the Daily Times with regards to NSAS and what happened and the way he was him having to quote and unquote having to take care of himself amidst all of the things that were coming at him because of the NSAS period and all that, I would just say, man, them is just looking out for himself or something. But you could tell me what you think in the comments, because for me as a person, I'm just looking at it like, that is life. It's not as if he's handed over like the ministry to his son, like we saw with Matthew Ashimolowo or something. But whether you like it or not, your pastors are as human as you are. Once you start seeing them as this, God elevation and all of those kind of things, they might really fail you tomorrow. So if things happen, everybody go japa. Adefarasin said it, when worst comes to worst, he can be anywhere and still do what he does. But you yourself, what plans are you making for yourself as a person? If people are complaining that, oh, where is Sam Adeyemi? It's been over 2 freaking amazing, wonderful years and he's not being in Nigeria, does it mean he has just abandoned his flock? He's not abandoned you, my dear wonderful people. He still preaches to you from the internet, except you are not okay with the internet, you really want to see him physically, then I understand you really miss your papa. But all the same, that is the news we have today of things happening in church. There are a lot more to come, but this is just it for now. So Apostle, that is, I don't know. I don't know why you would be saying that. But all the same, that is your own strategy. That is how you would deal with situations like this if it was you. But rumor has it that your wife's elder sister, died of domestic violence due to abuse of her husband on her, and that particular husband of her is one of your pastors. I don't know how true it is. Maybe if I'm not getting the story correctly, you can correct me in the comments, because it has been news for a while now. I think I saw it on Maureen Badejo's page when she talked about it once. So I don't know if you are going to organize a beating for that pastor of yours, because I think maybe based on what you have said right now, he deserves some proper panel beating. One upper cord, lower cord, front kick, back kick. I'm now feeling as if I am in UFC right now. One name anyhow, one oh shit. Are you okay? One Adam okay. One the later things now. I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. I salute.
Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi, wọ́n ti mọ̀ sí ẹ̀gún. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun. Ọlọ́run o. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi, wọ́n ti mọ̀ sí ẹ̀gún. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi, wọ́n ti mọ̀ sí ẹ̀gún. onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun.